As he said, my whole darn family is here.
Gotta have a home.
Gotta have a home. And you'll always have a home with us. Thank you very much, Carolyn Mack Wilson. Give up a big hand, everybody. And we're coming right back. And we're back with the LMS show. Let's give Carol Mack Wilson a big hand. Yeah. One thing about, we were playing during the break, the Bobby McNair and Brooke Bennett and Bobby McNair, I'll fix it, you sure fix it, do-do-do, I'll fix it up here. Thank you so much. Well, we're going to kind of switch gears a little bit and get a little serious for a moment. I don't like to get serious, but you have to get serious sometimes, folks. You know, I call it an entertainment show, but also do an empowerment show, too. Crisis in Urban Black America. The enemy we choose not to see. Let's put your hands together. Let's put our hands together for Melvin Blackman. Give him a big hand. Mr. Blackman, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you so much. Crisis in Urban America, the #1 reality book about the real world on drugs, pull no punches. It puts you right in the community where you can be first-hand witness to the dangers of drugs. For those who can't kick the habit or beat the addiction, using drugs often become a life of pain and struggle, or even a death sentence. What do you mean by that?
Okay, well, first of all, the book is about not just about drugs. It's about the condition in the urban Black America and Black community, and the part that our people play in it. You know, drugs is a big part of it because, like, drugs is like a catalyst that makes things go out of control from people selling it and you know, behavior and the activity.
Well, they talk about legalizing it.
Huh?
Some of that stuff they talk legalizing, right?
Well, yeah, yeah, they
and you had the district attorney in Brooklyn kind of knock down marijuana. You know, so you're not going to get you too much on that.
Yeah. But the main thing about drugs, because I'm recently retired. I retired a year ago for being a substance abuse counselor for the last 20 years. And also I was a substance abuser myself for years. And
how many years?
Many. Many, over like 21, 22 years. But I haven't touched a drug or a drink in the last 28 years. And the thing is that with the part that the drugs play in the community it helps to perpetuate, you know, whatever problems is there in the first place. You know, and a lot of times people, like you're talking about legalizing, a lot of states are talking about legalizing marijuana and different things, but the main thing is not really, not the substance itself. It's the reason, the reason behind why people are using the drugs in the first place. You know, a lot of times, like in my own case, like, you know, I'm only 5'6", right? And when I was growing up, like, everybody was growing up a little faster than me. You know, and the thing is that it was, I had low self-esteem, and I was trying to, like, fill a void, because once I picked up, the drug, the first thing I picked up was alcohol, and alcohol told me I was 6'2". So, I mean, it was off to the races as far as the lies go. So, that just gives you an idea.
The enemy we choose not to see, who is that enemy?
Well, the enemy we choose not to see, the reason I entitled the book, Crisis in Urban Black America, because, like, I'm black and I live in a black community, so my priority is my people. And the enemy we choose not to see is the reason I put it like that is because there's all kinds of things that go on in society that are stacked against us in the urban black community. But a lot of things that we do is like pouring gasoline on the fire. You know, this already lit. You know, so it's a part that we play that we have to change with, the way we handle things in order to, to get things to get on track again.
We were talking about, and you mentioned that it was 2000, the statistic for 2003 about shootings in New York.
Yeah.
And it was about 2,000 some odd. And what's it, 2000? And some of the small percentage, which is very surprising, it was from the police. We're not defending the police, but it was the small percentage was from the police. Who was the rest of that percentage?
Yeah, see that's that's the part that we need to pay attention to is what's going on with the majority of who's committing certain things. Like in my book, it has the amount for 2003. I think it was like 1,577 shootings in New York City. That's not where shots were fired, but like where bullets actually hit people. And out of those 200 not 200. Out of those 1,577 shootings where bullets hit people, out of all of those, 38 involved the police. And out of the 38 that involved the police, 36 were unjustified. The other cases, somebody was shooting at them and they shot back at them. So in my thinking, I'm more concerned about the 1,500 and change. I mean, that's the part I'm really concerned about, you know, because like with the police department.
But they had to justify, even they pulled bullets, they had to justify why they pulled that gun. When it was a draw.
Right, but when you look at figures like that, where because like with the police, a lot of times it's the same thing because there's 35,000 police, and I myself, and as a matter of fact, like most people that I know a bunch of policemen that are okay. Yeah. You know, but then there's a certain amount of knuckleheads, you know, that go around doing some things, you know, that are completely out to lunch, and they do things every now and then. You might find something where there's an unjustified shooting or something like that, but the part that I really focus on, you know, my main thing is I have an organization that I'll talk about in a minute, but the main thing I'm concerned about is like who endangers our little children the most. And the sad part
you gave me a piece of paper. Yeah. And none of those names I never heard of. But one way or the other, some of those names were in the paper at one time too.
Yeah, for a minute.
For a minute.
And when I say a minute, I mean a minute. Because one of the things that concerns me, like, and I spoke to you about this before, and I won't speak about this. A priority is put on shootings and killings, mainly, you know, when there's a great focus on it, mainly when it involves the police, or if somebody white does it. Now, I come from a black community, and that happens like once in a while. And most of the time, I mean, like even right now, like I'm from Brooklyn. Somebody's getting shot in Brooklyn, you know, and it's not by the police and it's not by anybody white. So the thing is, like, you know, even though like those shootings and the different things that happen, you know, by the police and somebody white, or you know, it's something that we should focus on. I think, you know, the main thing that we should focus on is the great big picture, like who's doing stuff every day. And the thing that I'm concerned about most is like the part that we play in the condition of what's going on. You know, so like, I mean, nothing is like off the table as far as unjustified, because the thing that you were mentioning about, I have a piece of paper when I'm dealing with politicians and other people. Yes. I have like 17, 18, about 20 names.
And they don't know the names.
Yeah, and I even showed you the names, and like I can show the people in this room, you know, the names of these people, and all these people have been shot. And all these people that were shot are between the age of 17 and 20 months.
21 years old. That's
but nobody knows their name because they're all black and they were shot by somebody that was black. But the only time, like, you know, the media and like a lot of our folks pay attention to it is if somebody of another color does it, which I think is crazy. Pay attention to that, sure, but pay attention to the bigger problem first. Yeah. Because like, all these names on that paper, when I read the names out to, when I show the names to the politicians or whoever I'm dealing with, I'm talking to, you know, including when I showed it to you, you don't know the names. No. But if I flip the page and I read 3 names, you know every one of them because somebody white did it or a cop did it. Yeah. Even if something jumped off in Florida. I live in New York City. Yeah. You know, in the same day that something jumped off in Florida unjustly, three little kids got killed in New York and nobody knows their name.
1 minute, Raymond, put the camera on Mr. Parks. Mr. Parks.
Over here.
Over here, right there, right, okay. All right, good. Okay.
The other Mr. Parks.
Do you agree what this young gentleman was saying?
Absolutely.
In what way? You raised 3 boys, right?
I'm a single father. I raised 3 sons by myself in New York City shelter system. And you know, I fear for my son's lives daily because you know, you hear about the shootings that go on, and like the man said, you know, I don't fear too much of the white officers. I fear of another black man killing my kids. That's where mostly my fear comes, because I teach my boys how to deal with police officers and, you know, what to say, how to carry themselves. But I mean, just another black child might come along and decide to take his life, and I mean, it's you know, it's troublesome. So I agree with everything he said. Absolutely.
Give him a big hand. We have 1 minute on the watch, but we would like for you to come back again, because this is a problem, you know, it's not going to go away. And I'm glad you wrote something about this and bring to people's attention about this. And, you know, we don't straight up and fly right. We're being taken over. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And the name of the book is, and we'll see you soon with more of LMS. And who we going out with? Johnny Cash and June Carter singing I'm Going to, that's their signature song, Jackson. I'm going to Jackson. See you soon with more of LMS. Thank you.
One day at a time. One day at a time.
All we got is life. One day at a time. One day at a time. One day at a time. You got yours, I got mine. One day at a time.
Each day is a blessing.
One day at a time. All we got is life. One day at a time. One day at a time.
When you wake up in the morning and there's someone near that you hold dear, don't forget to say to them, I love you, and give them a big hug too. Because I truly believe that
All we got is one day at a time. You got yours, I got mine. One day at a time.
you've got your day, I've got mine.
At a time.